can you use?
The thing it makes me think of, Lynn, is my experience in going through the courses and doing the work for about a year and a half now, is that I've been removing the blocks.
Right.
So like some of the blocks in my mind, for example, are worry.
Okay.
Some of the other blocks I've discovered are the shoulds that I give myself. Just negativity.
Yes, basic negativity, right.
And then some of it is negativity that I didn't even see was there. Like after the workshop on Saturday, because this is the second time now that I've done releasing all the
Right. And part of that, let's tell the audience that hasn't taken it, part of that is because I developed the first part of it, which was for the what we call the feeling parent. And that's based on, you know, you have two parents, obviously, to come into this humanity. So it's based on one parent. The second one that I've done now is based upon both parents. So we added the second parent to it. So we have both parents involved in that. Okay? And so what you're saying is the first time you took it, you started the development of that first process, and this time you really see the significance of implementing the second parent into that. Is that right?
That's
okay.
I had actually disconnected from my spiritual guidance and connected to my parents.
Exactly.
That was very powerful for me. But now what I'm seeing, because now I'm on, day 2 of this 21 days of these new practices, is that my word for my teaching parent, which is my mother, is sacrificing.
Okay.
So I'd kind of been inquiring all year since I got the word about what do I look like when I'm sacrificing.
Right.
But now I have these 3 things I'm doing to stop sacrificing, and I really see
how much you sacrifice.
How much I sacrifice.
Because what we were just, and like I said, for the people that didn't take the course yet, I want to bring them, you know, into the equation. So what we did in the first one, when you called that a ceremony, you know, I call it a ceremony because what we're basically doing is we're readjusting, you know, our commitment that we had to. You have a commitment to your parents, or you don't, based upon how they raised you. I mean, that's a fact, you know. But when you're a child, there's the first thing that happens is that as a child, you kind of place them in the hierarchy role, okay? Whether that be, you know, what you call God, your source, universal energy. I mean, they are what you are, you become dependent on. You know, you have to be fed, you have to be nurtured, you have to be all those things. And some, again, will have a lot of wounds around that because they weren't given a parent that was, I didn't like that wording. I was going to say chose, but that takes us into a whole other conversation. But we'll just say, you know, they didn't choose somebody that was going to nurture them in the way that they felt like they needed to. Then they have the opposite parent that is going to teach them how to be in humanity. Okay? So in teaching you how to be in humanity, you know, again, that weighs a lot heavy, you know, whether or not you're going to be somebody that is really productive because that person was, or whether that person had some issues that they chose to be, or they gave to you the ability to think that sacrificing was a way to live. Does that make sense? And it's not right, but it is what happened. And so these courses really help you to identify what's going on and why you have these underlying patterns that you don't really know why you keep doing. Most of us know, if we'll use the oatmeal and the Danish, most of us know if we eat a Danish every single day and we overeat that, it's not going to be healthy for us, right? I mean, that's, you know, pretty common. It's a simple thing. You know that, but if you're still doing that same routine, how many people, it's not to educate the mind, because the mind already knows that's not healthy. So it's really using your connection to actually alter what your mind is telling you that you have, that's so embedded, that's so ingrained. And it's giving you the ability for your mind to free you of those patterns, of those old beliefs, of those routines that no longer serve you. Okay? Well, when you do that, guess what the mind does? Grabs hold. The first thing it does is it thinks you need to have the Danish. You've survived on this Danish every single day. Now, I'm using a Danish. We could use smoking. We could use habitual gambling. We could use any kind of behavior, all the way to not being able to succeed. So I've seen some people that are in their careers, in this, you know, they can't succeed. In relationship, they can't succeed. And that's what we were working on, based upon you have this old routine that is running you, and you have to take charge of it. So the 21 days is about you taking charge of that. You saying, okay, I get that this is ingrained. I get that this is what was taught to me, and not out of maliciousness. It's, you know, I certainly didn't teach my children maliciously to have bad habits, but they probably have picked up some that I hadn't healed myself. I know that sounds really hard to believe, but, you know, if my children are watching, you know, but that's the truth. That's what happens. And so we have to be willing to shift up those routines, okay? And a consistency is what's going to do that. So what's going on is that we're learning and growing, and we're taking these programs.